Welcome back to the Chelsweets kitchen. Today we are going to discuss how to properly wrap and freeze cake layers that are made in advance. So there are a few different methods that you can do to properly protect your cake from your freezer, and we're going to cover that today. We're starting with the most popular method, which is completely wrapping your cake layer in some plastic wrap or Saran Wrap. So I'm taking a really nice long pull of my plastic wrap, I'm spreading it out, and then I'm going to completely wrap my cake layer. So I prefer to place my cake layers in the center and kind of wrap towards the top of my layer, but I also stack my layers on top of each other and place them on cardboard rounds when I place them in the freezer, just because my freezer isn't very big. But if you prefer to wrap them upside down so that the Saran Wrap comes together on the bottom of the cake layer, that's totally fine as well. Just be sure that your cake layer is fully covered so it's protected against your freezer. Once my cake layers are fully wrapped, I like to place them on a cardboard round before I pop them into the freezer, just to ensure that they freeze with a perfectly flat bottom. If I'm only freezing my cake layers for a couple days, I'll just wrap my cake layers once, but if I'm freezing them for a longer period of time and making them further in advance, it's important that you double wrap your cake layers. So there's a few different ways you could do this. You could double wrap them in Saran Wrap. You could also pop them inside of a plastic freezer bag, or you could wrap the second layer with aluminum foil. So all three of these methods work great, and it really comes down to your preference. I'm going to start off by showing you the bag method, which I really enjoy because you can reuse your freezer bags, and so it feels a little bit less wasteful. And I really like that because when you're wrapping your cake layers in Saran Wrap, it feels like you're using so much plastic, and I really enjoy that the bags can be reused time and time again. If you are going to go this route, be sure to get all the air out of your bag before you seal it. And you can also write on the label of the bag the date of the cake layer so you know how long it's been in the freezer. The next method is the foil method, and a lot of people swear by foil. I think that they believe it works best, and it is another great option. So just take a long piece of foil, similar to what you did with the Saran Wrap, and be sure to cover the cake layer entirely. And when I use foil, I actually do like to have the opening on the bottom, so kind of like the opposite of what I do with the Saran Wrap. But as long as you're fully covering the cake layer, you should be good to go. Some people even like to do Saran Wrap and then foil and then a plastic bag, but I really don't think you need more than 2 layers of protection on your cake layers. So to show you the final method, it's just simply wrapping your cake layers twice in Saran Wrap, which also works great. I feel like the plastic wrap really has such a tight seal around the cake layer. It really does help lock in all of that moisture. There's so many benefits to freezing your cake layers. Not only does it help you make your cakes a lot further in advance and kind of spread out the process, but it also can make it easier to frost cakes, easier to sculpt cakes. There's so many benefits. If you want to learn more about why people freeze their cake layers, you can follow the link in the video description below. I have a really detailed blog post on it where I share all those details. So when these cake layers are double wrapped, they can be made at least 2 weeks in advance. If they're single wrapped in Saran Wrap, they can last in the freezer for a few days. And if I'm popping my cake layers in the freezer just overnight, I don't even wrap them. So it really just comes down to how far in advance you're making your cake layers and what method you prefer. I hope you found this helpful. If you guys use any different methods for freezing your cake layers, I'd love to hear them. Or if one of these is your favorites, please share them in the comment section below so we can see which one is the most popular. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys again soon.